Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we got a wild one for standard best of 3. So there was a Japanese tournament over the weekend, 111 players, and it was won by Mono Red. Yes, Mono Red, but Mono Red midrange control, planeswalkery. Just this one's a wild one. So I'll kind of walk you through it. I did make just one tweak to the mana base out of preference, but we have some early drops in Hired Claw, a new card from the set. 1 mana, 1/2. When it attacks, whenever you attack with one or more lizards, deals 1 damage to target opponent. And then for 2 mana, you can put a counter on it or activate only if an opponent lost life this turn. You have Swift Spears, you have Shocks, replacing Play with Fires in the set. And then kind of your mix of still aggressive pseudo, Charming Scoundrel, could help you ramp, can give you a Wicked roll, can give you kind of a discard and then draw late game. You have Lightning Strikes, Obliterating Bolt, Scorching Shot, just a bunch of removal. Then you have your Urbrass Forge main, really good against the black-based decks of the format. Grabby Giant is basically another accelerant, so you really want to go 2 to 4 mana, both for Koth of Fire Resistance or Sunspine Links, which basically price to progress, deals damage to each player based on the number of non-basics they have. So really interesting kind of configuration. The one change I did was they were on 4 Mishra's Foundries. I think in this deck, because it's slower, you don't necessarily want Foundry. The redundancy of Myrex is likely more effective. And then I just went up more mountains. I don't like playing 6 off-color lands when you have like a color pips. Also, if the game plan's kind of leveraging Koth, you want to be able to have mountains to kind of pay it off as well. The sideboard is another work of art. When you want to be aggro, you just bring in your Emberheart Challengers, full set there. When you need to be more controlling, Brotherhood's End, kind of hedging with the Obliterating Bolts, Scorching Shots. You have Jayas and more Koths for the grindy elements, against greedy mana bases, Sunspine number 4, and then some Witch Stalkers as additional removal. So really, really cool list. We're going to give it a shot. What I really want to do with this one here is just play it through. So I'm not going to cut anything. It's going to be, the games are, we might go 3-0, we might go 0-3. I really want to see if this deck is legit and kind of play it out. So nothing's going to be hidden here. It's all going to be available. We are testing. This is going to be something I'm trying to figure out which deck I want to play for the Standard Store Championship, because I want those promo. I want the promo Swiss Spears, and if I win the borderless Urza Saga, it'd be pretty cool. At least the flip seems like it's at least a nice crisp $100. But deciding which version, if I want to do Gruul, if I want to do Mono Red aggro, or potentially this list here, seems kind of interesting. Would have to pick up some Brotherhood's Ends, but let's give it a go. And seems reasonable. Keep. So depending what we do, we're running up against. So I could just go aggro here, which I think we do. Okay, opponent just concedes. We know they're on basic planes, so I think we take out Sunspine just in the dark. They might bring in like, so they're probably going to be a creature deck, so let's board as though they're a creature deck, and then we can kind of shift our game plan if needed. So I think we kind of go like that, and then maybe some Jayas, kind of go like that. Might just trim these all together. So Brotherhood's End does hit Planeswalkers, so something to note there. Outside of that, I think we're okay. I think I keep one of these just, it can help us loot if needed. It's another 2-drop. I don't want to go necessarily too Planeswalker heavy, but look how powerful that is. Basic mountain, opponent concedes the game. They fear the 2 mana 1/1. Good. Okay. On the board. Opponent didn't want to play. Didn't want to play. I guess if it was Bat, then keeping the Sunspine in was reasonable, but we also just kind of boarded a lot of removal, which would have also helped in the Bats matchup. So obviously you see a basic planes, you could only do so much in that case, but let's hopefully run into a real opponent to see what we can do here. I think maybe the 4th Koth on the sideboard might be a little too many. I don't know if we necessarily want Graveyard Hate in the format just yet. Opponent goes first. We have no real interaction. I think this is a mulligan. Sounds a little bit better. Probably actually interesting. I actually think it's Hired Claw. So we probably will, if this is blue-white control. Okay, so this is probably some sort of artifacts build. I think this turn we do this. Go Wicked roll here. Basically a free block, so they won't do that. Take the block. Could be temporary lockdown, which plays a little worse. I think we hide that. This is an interesting line because I kind of want to force them into sweeping here. I think we do the Wicked. I could have made a treasure, but that just gets hit by temporary lockdown. Now we'll get Koth going. Might have been right just to lightning strike that turn. The get lost is annoying. Flooding out hard here. I'm doing this turn to do the might. Get rid of this. Try to clear off. Okay, so we don't want Obliterating Bolt. I'm doing this because if they have another lockdown. I think the strike is probably fine. Like they're getting lower on life if they want to block with Restless Anchorage. Phases a pain. So here, we got to trade. They have a counter spell, then we're probably just dead here. I'm not going to give them more information. We'll just concede. Yeah. So that one was rough. We need them to not have get lost because Koth could have kind of ran him down. Okay, their mana base is very greedy, so Sunspine seems good. Beza is 5 toughness. So I don't think we want Obliterating Bolts, but I can see us bringing in Scorching Shot. They didn't show too many artifacts that like are meaningful that Brotherhood's End hits. I think we bring in the Jayas. Bring in the Koth. So we're going to play a higher density there. So we do probably trim one Koth, trim one Hired Claw. Burn could be reasonable. We can shut off their lifelink. I do want these because they can help me ramp into like a turn 3 spell. I think we lead Higher Claw. Let's activate here. Let's not commit more into a temporary lockdown. Of course, I keep Sunspine. And then my opponent has the double planes and classic. We are drawing into a lot of lands. We've drawn literally not a single spell. So if we lose this game, hey, we took it. We took it. I think we want just the one more piece of pressure. We need to have enough pressure to force them into actually blocking. In that game there, we just didn't overcommit into like a temporary lockdown. We basically made their 3 mana spell hit us. Just gonna pass turn here. I'm gonna grabby giant. This is actually kind of interesting. So I can attack. See if they block. So it doesn't deal a huge amount of damage there, but I get to play around temporary lockdown. And if they have Beza here, oh, that's pretty cool. So get a token copy. I think I'm pumping 3 to the face here. And then just going Hired Claw. See if they have a sweeper here. Lockdown, they get rid of my lower curved stuff. That's pretty cool. We just get Forge going. They're getting low enough where we can hopefully just like chip through some damage. I mean, they've had these like fringe removal spells, like sure, and like their mana has kept them alive this game. We hit a land. So the goals, they play non-basic. How are they like the first game they showed nothing but non-basics. And now they've managed to just hit every basic out of their deck. They've hit 3 Fable passages. That's just frustrating. Like fringe removal, I don't know how to feel about that one. Because like the first game I played too much into temporary lockdown. That game it was Vanquish to whatever is not a card you're ever gonna play around, so we did kind of stumble a bit on lands there. And then from what we saw, I think like the between the life gain and like the greedy mana base in game one, I think the Lynx was a fine choice. I think we mulligan this. Yikes. Okay, we keep. I mean, that first hand is very contingent on them being a creature deck. Not going to see lands now. 24 should be reasonable for the deck. Oh my god. See what their threats are, but not doing too hot here. Okay. Deck just didn't want to cooperate there. So the Lynx could come out. We're going to bring in Jaya's. Play with fires. Depends on like how mid-rangey I want to be. Grabby's probably fine. I think the removal is fine. It's do I want these in as well? We don't really have ways to target our own creatures, so that's something to note. Scoundrel can provide some card advantage. I do want my 1-drops. I think this is just odd in the deck. Because like in this matchup, they're going to bring an extra removal. I think we just shift to the mid-range plan. All right, let's see if they lets us play Magic this game. Been a little hard to assess. So we can go Scoundrel, make a treasure token here. So ideally here, we want to hit a land. Okay, so their Vraska combo. You know what? Good enough. Good enough. We might want to be a little quicker, knowing that the Vraska combo, we got to put him at dead. I think here we go Charming Scoundrel, create a treasure, Scorching Shot here, gets me some more power on board. And then I can ultimate Koth next turn. Okay, we have Shelly. So anyways, my mountains deal 4. I think here we're just playing out Grabby Giant. Koth coming in strong here. Just play proper. All right. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Took him down. So I think the removal options there are still strong. Forge is still strong. Let's run it back. There is a consideration. For the 4th bolt. We need to be able to hit their things. Strike can go face, which is strong, but this hand's not enough pressure. They go Mosswood here. I can Grabby Giant. Innkeepers. We are going to create a treasure token. This one is a little scary now because I need a so I can play out Flush Gorger. Problem is it's going to outpace me if they block. That curve is really rough for us. Because now they're just going to outgain us in terms of life. I need Scorching Shot or... Yeah, Scorching Shot. This now has Ward 1. So I actually can't kill it now. Yikes. So Koth would go to 6. I mean, that might be the distraction we need. It was probably right in retrospect to have just attacked with 1. So we're going to hold back. They can blow us out with removal, but I can't do anything at this point. We're going to pillage the bog for a land. Hope they don't have it. They had it. They had it. Again, circumstances of what we were drawing. That's a good one. So oh, I take so much damage here. Oh my god. So bad. Take 12 damage to try to kill this thing. So this is kind of the problem where you're stuck being a little bit too in between. Where like the mid-range doesn't... Your mid-range without disruption, your spells don't necessarily scale. Every step there we were like a turn behind, which is a kind of annoying. It was the turn where they probably had removal though. I don't know, it's tough to say. Like we should have held one back. It would have maybe worked that way there, but I don't like the direction of this deck. Oh my god, with the lands too. We've mulliganed every hand. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. Because even out of the sideboard, you can't really... I don't see these being effective without the way... Like, the draw of this card is to Valiant it. This is probably Gruul Surprise, so I gotta be aggressive. This could just be Domain. God. Can we, like, draw a spell? I mean, these Sunspine links are going to be great if we can ever hit them. Can I have a spell? Okay, this game. Not even a utility land. Just like, what is this? What is this game? Forge would be reasonable. One of our walkers. Sunspine. It's probably over now. Sunspine. What a silly game. This is kind of the thing too, because you're trying to play aggressive cards, but you're also then like shifting up in terms of your spell, like your mana count, 24 bid high. Yeah, gonna bury us now. I'm done here. They're just gonna outpace us with life. Koth, Sunspine, Jayas. I think we will. They're probably on like Niv Supreme. So I'll play the Scorching Shots. But that's it. I think just take out the shocks. I don't know. Like, you're trying to play mid-range when decks are you a little bit more. Now, if we drew like a spell on any of those turns, might have been a little bit different story, but no one drop. We are a little soft to Sunfall, but we can get these like scoundrels going early. Meyer. If we draw land, then I'm going to go Grabby Giant first. I want these to hit them for more damage. Them binning Leyline's a nice indication of where things might be for them. Flush Protocol. They're taking 3. Could have like a depopulate style effect. They need an untapped red to sweep with the other ill-time explosion. I think we just want to do it like that. I don't think we want shock. Just play more threats. We need like recurring damage. So we took the one on the draw. On the play, they're obviously going to be able to eventually get us. A little risky with the lockdown line. Would eat my treasure. No cornucopia here is nice. I think we're going to go Koth this turn. Because it gets me the mana for Jaya. Yeah, they bring in negates. Helix. Koth is also quicker to ultimate. Could have Leyline here. So the thing is, like, they could use this Restless Anchorage to attack my Koth. I don't think I care about that. Because, like, it's going to take them off, like, a full turn. Establishing Jaya here can be good. They need to untap white here. Okay, so we ultimate Koth. Full inclusion in the deck, gains them some life. Interesting thing here. I think we go the card advantage route. Could be correct. Forge. Let's go. Discard draw. They have Atraxa. I have this. We also just have this is negative. They gain some life. They have 3 off this plus whatever they get there. The Helix will give them 5. They can gain 3 off that. I think we Jaya first, see what we get. And doing that is interesting. Okay, so they still have the mana available. Second Forge is nice. So with Second Forge, I think we are plussing here. There's no farewell now, so don't need to be as worried. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But they can gain 3 life. We'll just pass the turn. They didn't have this up, or 1 fewer mana, we had lethal. But no sense kind of forcing that. I mean, Koth's pretty easy to ultimate in this deck. We still got 4 Sphinx in our deck. Put Ral here. Jeez. Well, that is a tad scary. Think we just gotta go face here. Try to draw into Sphinx or Lynx. Think here. Can take this out. Take this out. This way they can't kill both. We gotta hope they whiff for a turn. They can kill one of them. They can't kill both of them. And this does require them to tap down. Interesting. They opt to go face. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eight. So technically lethal on board. Got a scorching shot. We need to do this. It's literally the same thing we got last time, but we'll take it. Might have Helix here. Let me go to combat. They get a draw step. They do have 1 white mana available. Using Leyline there is really good for us. I just want to keep my planeswalkers alive. We have the redundancy at this point. Jaya can dig me deeper. Like, we're halfway through our deck. We haven't seen a Lynx. 12% of our deck is Lynx. We somehow exiled Swiss Spear Koth 2 times in a row. They did the Leyline plan, so Niv Supreme gains 5 life. Hexproof for monocolor. That was a good top deck. Oh, come on. Well, there goes that. Ah, you can't cast my links. So, bit of a misplay there, giving me another chance. The Helix there puts him to 16. We deal 7 here. Philatali. We gotta be mindful they have 3 life left. We are 1 short. Have to play the mountain there. I think we've seen just 1 binding. Village. Village for 30. Really weird game. They need multiple answers here. Two Helix. They're just like getting by. Just enough at every step. So something cool you can do is with Fountain Port, you can sack your Urbass Forge tokens. Annoying. They do that. I could disrupt them. They go face. Draw a card here. Might as well make the mana. I got a ton of win conditions. 27. Couple links. Jaya. I got another Forge in there. Emberheart. They're also at 13 cards. 12. So they are getting kind of low. Quintarius Khan. They're just hanging around. Okay, opting to not gain the life there. Third cornucopia. 10 cards in library. Okay, gain 15. Fill times. 5 cards. Sure. Actually, don't think they have win conditions left. We missed a chance to see their full deck. Opponent's playing it out. I can go for double emblem. That's 13, 17, 19 for one off. 13, 14, 15, 19, yeah. So just kill this. So I missed lethal if I did it the other way. Worth noting. I can sacrifice the treasure, I can sacrifice a land. Atraxa Grand Unifier. Alrighty, we would just ultimate Koth again. That one felt pretty good. Once you get the emblem, like the engine going, they gain like crazy amounts of life, but we were able to pressure. The Lynx, I think, is a reasonable card. I just don't know if I like this configuration. I think I like Lord of the Ground aggro with the Lynx to kind of back up as your top end. But let me know what you think of the deck. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.